Hey guys, Thunder E here, and welcome to a video that I was supposed to do earlier, but I'm doing it now. I'm talking about gaming on the Poco M3. Now, this is a really cool and unique device because of its price point and also some of the performance that we're getting. Now, this is one of the few phones that is priced under $200, packing a Snapdragon 662 processor that also gives us some very interesting performance. So the Poco M3 comes with a 6,000 milliamp battery, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigabytes of storage, and we're thinking, how does that perform for gaming? Can we do much with the 662? I don't know, till now at least. And what do we have with the display? 6.53 inches, it's a nice display. Also, it's got a triple camera setup at the back, a front-facing camera. We'll show you some images later on in this video. So let's talk about gaming. Now, this has some gaming tools. So it got something called the Game Booster, or Game Turbo, actually, not Game Booster, I call that wrong. And it's a game setting mode that allows you to do a couple of things. You can, of course, turn off your notifications, you can switch between gaming apps, but also gives you your gaming benchmarks as well. It shows you GPU and CPU percentage use, as well as also your FPS for the games you're playing. So I do like this piece of software. And again, when you're thinking of a device that you can get for as low as $138, that is quite impressive. Other features, of course, you've got a speaker at the bottom, USB Type-C charging, there's a headphone jack as well. So you've got almost everything you need on a smartphone. Now, gaming performance, we decided to take a look at the games we usually play. And I'll start off with the very first game. And at the end of this video, you'll see gameplay clips so you can enjoy all of that. But let's talk about performance and spec. So the very first game is Call of Duty, of course, mobile. Now, Call of Duty Mobile, we were able to play at very high settings with anti-aliasing on, and we're able to do up to 30 frames per second, which is good for what this processor is giving us. Performance was good, it ran well, had no slowdowns. It dropped down to about 26 frames at certain points, but nothing too crazy. So it was probably closer to a steady 30 frames per second for me with this device. Now, moving over to PUBG Mobile, this is where we couldn't get the max settings. We're able to go smooth high for the graphical settings of the game. And playing PUBG Mobile, we're able to get between 26 to 30 frames per second. It dropped down a little lower to that 26 as opposed to the 30 frames, but it still handled well in terms of gameplay. A game that a lot of people like to play that is graphically intensive is Genshin Impact. And this is where we saw the processor take a major hit. Now with Genshin, we're able to play at its lowest settings and we're able to get 30 frames per second, but there were a lot of frame rate dips, especially in combat, running through large forage areas. You could see that there with this device. But again, this is really not a gaming phone. I was happy to see 30 frames per second with a couple of games. This is also a device that is seriously geared to low budget smartphones, but you do have something that can give you some really good performance to play at least games like Call of Duty Mobile and PUBG effectively without having any issues, especially with just 4 gigs of RAM, or you can get a 6 gigabyte RAM variant. Now, I mentioned it also has, of course, a 6,000 milliamp battery. And it's great to have a battery like this because it does not drain. I mean, it's pretty massive, but the device is actually light in terms of just your feel to it. And the battery life has also been pretty good. So while you're gaming, this will work out pretty well for you. Now, you're probably asking about temperatures. The highest temperature I got was about 93 degrees. That was pretty much it. And then again, you're not pushing the games at its highest performance peak because the processor just can't handle that. So you're not going to get high temperatures on a device like this, which is also pretty nice. Now, I did mention earlier in this video that it does have a triple camera setup. The camera app is very simple, straightforward. Again, this is based off what Xiaomi has done with other devices. You've got a pro mode, you've got a photo, video, you've also got a night mode as well. And look at some of the photos, taking some of the night mode in extreme low light and then just regular low light situations. It did well. The camera daytime also takes some really nice pictures, and I am impressed. So honestly, when I look at the Poco M3, this is one of the best phones this year for its price point. I mean, you're paying, $150, maybe less, slightly more, but under $200. You're getting a device that can play the games you want to play, can take some decent photos, and runs fairly well. Now you will notice some slowdowns with the way the software UI runs, but nothing drastic. You can also account it to either the processor or maybe the RAM usage itself, because it's running on 4 gigs of RAM. But overall, I like this device, and I think if you're looking for a phone to pick up, say for your kid, you don't want to spend a lot of money, their first smartphone, this is a good one to start with. Again, you can pick it up either AliExpress, you can find it on eBay for slightly more, around $200, but it starts out at like $138. So if you have any questions or any comments about the Poco M3, guys, let me know. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and always enjoy your entertainment.
Team match, let's go.
First point for the red team. Yeah!